Sumati here. Today we're going to discuss history, and it's going to be useful for the people who are preparing for KS and IAS and other competitive exams. Do like my videos and subscribe my video for more updates. Let us get into today's topic, the rise of Magadha and Alexander's invasions. So what are the topics that we are going to discuss in detail? The rise of Magadha under the Haryanka and Shaishunaga and Nanda dynasties we are going to discuss in detail, and the achievements of Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, and Persian invasions and their impact, causes and courses of Alexander invasions, and we'll be discussing the effects of Alexander's invasions. So without wasting much time, let us get into today's detailed discussion that will help you to prepare for your prelims as well as your mains answer writing. So in the beginning of the 6th century BC, the northern India consists of large number of independent kingdoms. Some of them had a monarchical form of government, while some others were republics. Well, there was a concentration of monarchies on the Gangetic plain. The republics were scattered in the foothills of the Himalayas and the northern east of India. Some of the republic consist of only one tribe like Shankyas, Likchivis and Mallas in the republics. The power of decision in all matters of the state vested with the public assembly, which was composed by their tribal representative or head of family. All decisions were by the majority voter. The Buddhist literature Angatatra Nikya gives the list of 16 great kingdoms called 16 Mahajanapadas. They were Anga, Magadha, Kasi, Kosala, Vijji, Malla, Chedi, Vatsa, Kuru, Panchala, Matsya, Surasena, Amakya, Avanti, Gandhara and Kamboja. The Jain text also contains reference to the existence of 16 kingdoms in course of time. The small and weak kingdoms either submitted to the stronger rulers or gradually got eliminated. Finally, in the 6th century BC, only 4 kingdoms, Vasta, Avanti, Kosala and Magadha survived. So first one, we'll see little about the Vasta. The Vasa kingdom was situated on the bank of river Yamuna. Its capital was Kausumbi near modern Allahabad. Its almost popular ruler was Udaya. He strengthened his possession by entering into matrimonial alliance with Avanti, Anga and Magadha. After his death, Vatsa was annexed to the Avanti kingdom. So next one is Avanti. The capital of Avanti was Ujjain. The most important ruler of this kingdom was Pradyota. He became the powerful by the marrying the Vastavadatta, the daughter of Udyana. He patronized Buddhism. The successor of Pradyota were weak, and later his kingdom was taken over by ruler of Magadha. Next one is Kosala. Kosala, Ayodhya was the capital of Kosala. King Prasenjit was his famous ruler. He was highly educated. His position was further strengthened by the matrimonial alliance with Magadha. His sister was married to Bimbisara and Kasi was given to her as a dowry. Subsequently, there was a dispute with the Ajatashatru. After the death of the conflict, Prasenjita married the daughter of Bimbisara. After the death of this powerful king, Kosala became the part of the Magadha. So next important kingdom is Magadha. Of all the kingdom of North India, Magadha emerged the powerful and prosperous. It became the nerve center of political activity in North India. Magadha was endowed by nature with a certain geographical and strategical advantages. These made her to rise to imperial greatness. Her strategic position between the upper and lower part of the Gangetic Valley was the great advantage. It had a fertile soil, the iron ores in the hills near the Rajgir and copper and iron deposits near Gaya added to its natural assets. Her location at the center of highways or trade of those days contributed to her wealth. Rajagriha was the capital of Magadha. During the region of Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, the prosperity of Magadha reached its zenith. Bimbisara, his timing is 546 to 494 BC. Bimbisara belonged to the Haryanka dynasty. He consolidated his position by matrimonial alliance. His first matrimonial alliance was with the ruling family of Kosala. He married Kosala Devi, sister of Prasenjit. He was given the Kasi region as a dowry, which yielded large revenue. Bimbisara married Chalena, the prince of Lachavi family of Vaishali. This matrimonial alliance secured for his the safety of the northern frontier. Moreover, it facilitated the expansions of Magadha northward to the border of Nepal. He also married a Khema of the royal house of Mandra in central Punjab. Bimbisara also undertook many expeditions and added more territories to his empire. He defeated Brahmadatta and Anga and annexed the kingdom. He maintained friendly relationship with Avanti, had also effectively reorganized the administration of kingdom. Bimbisara was contemporary of both Vardhamana Mahavira and Gautama Buddha. However, both religions claim him their supporter and devotee. He seems to have made numerous gifts and Buddhist Sangha. Ajatashatru, his timing was 494 to 462 BC. The region of Ajatashatru was remarkable for his military conquest. He fought against Kosala and Vaishali. His one and great success against the formidable constituency led by the Lachvis of Vaishali. This had increased his power and prestige. This war lasted for about 16 years. It was at the time of that Ajatashatru realized the strategic importance of the small village. Patali Grama, future Pataliputra, he fortified it to serve as the convenient base for the operational against the Vaishali. Buddhists and Jains both claim that Ajatashatru was the follower of their religion, but it is generally believed that at the beginning he was follower of Jainism and subsequently embraced Buddhism. He is said to have met Gautama Buddha. The scene is also depicted in the sculpture of Bruhat. According to Mahavamsa, he constructed several chaityas and viharas. He also instrumented in governing the first Buddhist council at Rajagriha soon after the death of Buddha. The immediate successor of Ajatashatru was Udyayin. He led the foundation of the new capital of Pataliputra, situated at the confluence of two rivers, Gangas and the San. Later, it becomes famous as the imperial capital of the Mauryans. Ujjain's successors were weak rulers, and hence Magadha was captured by Shishunagas. Thus, the Haryanka dynasty came to an end, and the Shishunaga dynasty came to a power. Shishunaga dynasty, the genealogically and chronological of the Shishunaga are not clear. Shishunaga defeated the king of Avanti, which was made part of the Magadha emperor. After Shishunaga, the mighty emperor began to collapse. His successor was Kakavarman or Kalasaka. During his reign, second Buddhist council was held at Vaishali. Kolasaka was killed by the founder and the Nanda dynasty. After that dynasty, Nandas, the fame of Magadha scaled new heights under the Nanda dynasty. Their conquest went beyond the boundaries of the Gangetic Basin and the North India. They covered the belt of the West Emperor. Mahapadma Nanda was powerful ruler of the Nanda dynasty. He uprooted the Kshatriyas dynasty in North India and assumed the title Ektrath. The Puranas speak of extensive consequence made by Mahapadma. The Hathigumta inscription of Karavela of Kalinga relieves of the conquest Kalinga by the Nandas. Many historians believe that the considerable possession of Deccan was also the control of the Nandas. Therefore, Mahapadma Nanda may be regarded as the great emperor builder. According to the Buddhist traditions, Mahapadma Nanda ruled about 10 years. He was succeeded by his 8 sons, who ruled successively. The last Nanda ruler was Dhana Nanda. He kept the Magadhan emperor intact and possessed a powerful army and enormous wealth. The fabulous wealth of the Nanda is also mentioned by several sources. The enormous wealth of the Nanda is also referred to in Tamil Sangam work Ahunaru by the poet Mamulunar. The flourishing state of agriculture, Nanda dominion, and general prosperity of the country must have brought to the royal treaty enormous revenue. The oppressive way of tax collections by the Dana Nanda was represented by people. Taking advantage of this, Chandragupta Maurya and Kautilya initiated popular movement against the Nanda ruler. It was during this time Alexander invaded India. So Persians and Greek invasions. Cyrus came to India 558 to 530. Cyrus the Great was greatest conqueror of the Achaemenian Empire. He was the first conqueror who led to expeditions and entered into India. He captured the Gandhara region. All Indian tribes to the west of Indus River submitted to him and paid tribute. His son Cambyses had no time to pay attentions towards India. So next is Darius. Darius' timing is 522 to 486 BC. Darius I, the grandson of Cyrus, conquered the Indus Valley 518 BC and annexed the Punjab and Sindh. This region became the 20th satrapy of his emperor. It was the most fertile and population provinces of the Achaemenian emperor. Darius sent a naval expedition under this Skylus to explore the Indus. Next one is Xerxes, and his timing is 465 to 456 BC. Xerxes utilized his Indian province to strengthen his position. He deployed Indian infantry and cavalry to Greece to fight his opponent, but they retreated after Xerxes faced a defeat in Greece. After this failure, Achaemenians could not follow the forward policy in India. However, the Indian provinces were still under the control of Darius III. English Indian soldiers fight against Alexander in 330 BC. It is invaded that the control of Persians slackened to the eve of Alexander's invasions of India. Effects of Persian invasion. The Persian invasions provided an impetus to the growth of Indo-Iranian commerce. Also, it has prepared the ground for the Alexander's invasions. The use of the Kharoshti script, a form of Iranian writing, became popular in northwest India, and some of Ashoka edicts were written in the script. We are able to see the influence of Persian art on the art of the Mauryans, particularly the monolithic pillar of Ashoka and sculptures found on them. The very idea of issuing edicts by Ashoka and wording used in the edicts are traced to Iranian influence. In short, the Iranian concern with the Indian paved more fruitful than the short-lived Indo-Macedonian contact. Alexander's inventions of India 327 to 325 BC. Political condition on the eve of Alexander's inventions. After 2 centuries of Persian inventions, Alexander from Macedonia invaded India on the eve of his invasion. There were a number of small kingdoms in the northwestern India. The leading kings were Ambi of Takshila, the ruler of Ambisara, and Porus, who ruled the region between the rivers of Jhelum and Chenam. There were many republican states like Nyasa. In short, northwestern India remained the most disunited part of India, and rulers were fighting with one another. They never come together against common enemy. Yet it was not easy for Alexander to overcome so many sources of opposition. So, causes of invasions: the Alexander ascended the throne of Macedonia after the death of his father Philip in 334 BC. He conquered the whole of Persia by defeating Darius II in the Battle of Arbela in 330 BC. He also aimed at further consequent eastwards and wanted to recover the last Persian stripes of India. The writing of Greek author like Herodotus about the famous wealth of India attacked Alexander. Moreover, his interest in geographical inquiry and love of nature history urged him to undertake an invention of India. He believed that on eastern side of India there was a contribution of the sea. According to geopolitical knowledge of the period, so throughout that by conquering India, he would also conquer the eastern borders of the world. So, Battle of Hydaspes in 327 BC, Alexander crossed the Hindu Kush mountain and spent nearly 10 months in fighting with the tribes. He crossed the Indus in February 326 BC with the help of bridges of boats. He was warmly received by Hambi, the ruler of Takshila. From the Alexander sent a message to Porus as submit, but Porus refused and decided to fight against Alexander. Then Alexander marched from Takshila to bank of the river Hydaspes, that is Jhelum. The other side of the river saw that vast army of Porus was there were heavy floods in the river. Alexander was not able to cross it. After a few days, he crossed the river, and famous battle of Hydaspes was fought on the plains of Karri. It was a well contested battle. Although Porus had strong army, he lost the battle. Alexander was impressed by the courage and the heroism of the Indian prince, treated him generously, and reinstated him on his throne. Alexander continued his march as far as the river Bias, encouraged oppositions and the local tribe. He wanted to proceed still further eastward and towards the Gangetic Valley, but he could not do so because his soldiers refused to fight. Hardship of prolonged warfare made them too tired, and they wanted to return home. Alexander could not pursue them and therefore decided to return. He made arrangement to look after his conquered territory in India. He divided the whole territory from Indus to the Bees. It is 3 provinces and put them under the governor. His retreat began in October 326 BC, and his return journey was not free from orders. Many republican tribes attacked his army. Anyhow, he managed to reach the beyond the Indus. On his way, he reached Babylon, where he fell seriously ill and died in 323 BC. Effects of Alexander's inventions. The immediate effects of Alexander's invasions was that it encouraged political unification of North India under the Mauryas. The system of small independent states came to an end. Alexander's invasions had also paved the way for the direct contract between India and Greece. The route opened by him and his novel explorations increased the existing facility for trade between India and West India. However, his aim of annexing the northeastern India to his emperor was not fully fulfilling. Due to his premature death, his authority in the Indus Valley was short-lived one because expansion of Mauryan emperor under Chandragupta Maurya. So with this, we are closing this lesson, and I hope this is useful for you guys, and we'll have a quick revision on the chapters that we have discussed: the rise of Magadha and the different dynasties ruled over it, and achievements of Bimbisara and Mahapadma and Nanda and other kings, and Persian invasions and their occupations of northwest India, effects of Persian invasion and occupation, causes and courses of Alexander's invasion of India, and effects of Alexander invasions. These are the topics we discussed in detail. So with that, I'll leave some model questions, that is, choose the correct answers. Capital of Magadha was, I've given some of the options, and Nanda dynasty was preceded by some of the questions, answers, options I have given. Ajatashatru belongs to Dash dynasty. The last ruler of Nanda dynasty was Dash. The second Buddhist council was held at Dash. Alexander died at Dash in the year Dash. So I'll give you some match the following two and find the correct answer statement. And write short note, that is 16 Mahajanapadas. You have to name everyone. Cyrus and Battle of Hyderabad and effects of Alexander's inventions, and answer briefly about achievements of Bimbisara and access of the impact of Persian invasions of India. Describe the rise of Magadha and the achievements of its rulers, and give an account of Alexander inventions of India. I hope these classes are really useful for you guys. Do like my videos and subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.